folks that live here and watch us have children in school at Auburn, and we just want to be able to give them a good heads up.
That's right, Fred. A lot of interest in the areas that we are currently watching, and also we are looking at improving conditions this afternoon. Probably not a drop of rain after around 11, 12 o'clock today, so it's going to be a pretty decent Saturday as some drier air mixes in. During the overnight into early tomorrow morning, we could see some hail, actually, as our primary severe weather threat, so we're going to be watching for that. But you can see heavy rain right now on radar. We're seeing that line now. It's a little line there moving through Tallapoosa County. This is the area they warned on. It's a rather broad area, and it continues to push off toward the east at about 35 to 40 miles per hour. As we move fast track around just a little bit to give you a better handle on some of the storm tracking here, we're going to get down into the Auburn area, Opelika as well, and I'm going to look at some of the velocity data. And right here, this is going to be, can you see this? That little area where we have the green and red together, this is the issue. So Auburn University is going to be here. This is going to be tracking up toward this way. So that's going to be a bit of a concern there. This is a radar-indicated tornado at this point. That's what we're looking at. We do not have a debris signature there, but again, the beauty of Doppler radar, you like to tell people about it before it touches the ground, right? Give them as much advance notice as possible. I'm going to get back into Tallapoosa County. And let's see what we've got going on right there. Moving east-northeast at 40 miles per hour. That is the track that we're going to be dealing with. New Site, Goldville, Simpson, Sykesville, Motley, Almond, Truett, and Wadley. So right there is, some pretty gusty winds. I'm going to go back and see if I can find anything indicative of the tornado in there. And we're going to get in just a little bit closer. As we go back, we look at the data. 80-mile-per-hour winds. This could move up toward the Goldville area in Tallapoosa County. I think our primary threat that we were looking at earlier, that was around the Logan, Martin, Alexander City, that has now cleared that area. We could be looking at some higher winds moving toward Dadeville. But I think the worst of all of this, Fred, if you want to chime in, if you see anything any different here, the worst of this, I think, is going to be probably the Auburn area. That's look at that. I mean, that's a pretty intense thunderstorm there, and it does have some circulation on it.
Well, you're exactly right. I think they're probably getting some intense winds up at Lake Martin. But right now, the area of most concern is that Auburn, Opelika area. And as we said, I know a lot of our viewers have children that go to school there, and they're vitally concerned with what's going on down on the campus at Auburn. So that's one of the reasons that we're continuing to track this storm. But yeah, you're right. Kind of a classic setup, really, JP. The rear flank of this parent thunderstorm is apparently what is producing the tornado, or at least the tornado signature there in the southwest corner. So it's not something we haven't seen before, but it is something that you certainly need to be aware of. That tornado warning goes till 9:15.
All right, thank you, Fred. And just kind of chiming through some additional graphics here. Let's go over to our WSI system here, and I want to show you what's happening, give you an idea elsewhere, because if you may be joining us right now, we've been talking for days about a severe weather threat in our state. It looks like that severe weather threat, as we expected, primarily areas south of Interstate 20. So that's what we're looking at, and areas really in central and south Alabama. What is the threat for today? And through the morning hours, it's primarily heavy rain, at least locally. There's a lower threat for damaging winds. Tornado potential is low late tonight into tomorrow. Might be a good idea to put the car in the garage, because there is going to be a threat for some hail. I think there is that possibility as this cold core system rolls on through. They're notorious for producing some hail, so it would not surprise me, especially as it exits tomorrow. So I want to give you an idea on what's going to happen there. Tornado warning in effect until 9:15. You can see the storm right now making its way toward the Auburn area. That is the latest track, and it looks like McRitchie Mill at 8:36 there, and then making its way toward Auburn here. Probably we're 8:32, about 8:50. Actually, hit the latest on that, Fred. That is not the latest data. We're looking at data there, 8:32, so that's already moved in. we're looking at Viper, by the way. And we'll just go to latest, and that's going to put that. All right. So that now that storm is moving toward Opelika right now. I'm getting a report in here, trees and power lines down, and this is going to be in Elmore County. That's Willow Springs Road, possible tornado there in Elmore County. Storm tracking to the northeast. So trees snap, possible tornado in Dallas County. That is the county where Selma is located. And trees and power lines down along Highway 14 in Elmore County, possible tornado. And all right, live picture in Auburn right now, and that is Toomer's Corner. We are looking live and heavy rain coming down, and it looks like, Fred, I'm going to go over here to Fast Track. I think the perhaps the worst of the weather may have just cleared Auburn University, but still a lot of rain in that area. We're going to move the radar map around. I'm driving and talking at the same time. Yeah, there's Auburn, and we're going to get in just a little bit tighter here. That is not looking as bad as it did a few moments ago. That circulation really is not showing up as impressive as it was. But again, we're letting folks know in Lee County, a lot of parents of children that go to school there at Auburn, so we want them to be aware of what's going on. But just to give you a heads up, I don't see anything that's standing out as a real significant weather maker at this point in time. But remember, that area, you have a lot of folks that live in mobile homes. So again, hopefully they were being vigilant to the weather yesterday, because South Alabama and even that portion of Alabama tomorrow may be looking at some dangerous weather. So be aware of that. As we get into Tallapoosa County, and still tracking those storms now just to the northeast of Alexander City. I want to look at some data. Pretty good winds there, but it is not